Okay, welcome. Rebecca Cappuccini, and it's your local 32, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be covering 32 counties of Ireland, 2 counties at a time, co-hosted by myself and the fantastic Rebecca Cappuccini from Viking Promotions. Today, I'll be covering Galway, and Rebecca is going to be covering Tyrone. Rebecca, how are you keeping? Thanks for joining me.
Yeah, great. That chat with Martin was really uplifting. He is such an inspiration. He's so interesting and great fun. And I love all your advice about staying healthy and looking better. Of course, I could never give up coffee, but
Or your sugar cereals.
Yeah, no, look, we need the vice, you know?
I absolutely love it. Well, you don't seem unhealthy at all, Rebecca, so I don't think you've much to worry about yourself. Some people just have genetics as well, you know, so there is that too. But I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thanks so much. I love chatting to Martin because, you know, I always get re-inspired and even, you know, sometimes we miss perspectives as well. We miss things, you know, there's so much information out there. And I always like hearing it from people, you know, sometimes instead of reading it. It always comes out stronger, especially from someone like Martin, you know, that you can sort of trust with that kind of information. You know, he's got good intentions and you know that he's a hard worker and he's picked out sort of the core information. But anyway, yeah, it's absolutely awesome. So anyway, back to our local 32, Tyrone. Rebecca, I'll just launch you in. Let's do Tyrone.
Let's do Tyrone. Okay, so I'm just going to be honest. I did not have much time to do research, so I reached out to a band and they gave me all the information, spoon-fed me about Tyrone. I've never been to Tyrone. So this is the information that a band gave me because I was having a tough week, which, by the way, I am super grateful that there are actually people out there that care so much about their counties that they're willing to put the work in for me. Legends. Okay, so Tyrone. So Matthew from a band called DYAD reached out to me and he was really, really happy that we were featuring Tyrone. So he told me that there's a festival called Altitude Festival where they support up and coming bands. So they were on the headline list. So as I said, he's in a band called DYAD. Then there is a Bapper gig, mainly to raise funds for Northern Ireland Chest, Heart and Stroke charity. So this festival promotes up and coming bands and it also helps the charity. And the Pat McManus Band and Blackwater Conspiracy were the headliners for that. Live on the Hill, unfortunately, it was the first year it was meant to go ahead back in August 2020, so it had to be cancelled due to COVID restrictions. So hopefully that will go ahead as soon as that's possible. That sounds really interesting as well. They've stepped up the game, so there's going to be a 2-day festival whenever it does relaunch, so that's very interesting. There's many venues and theatres, so it's kind of hard for them to give me what they preferred, but they tried their best anyway. One that he'd like to bring up was one in his hometown, which is Cookstown. Cookstown is a very popular town which is situated in Tyrone, but there have been many venues there. The Railway Bar is a great venue. A popular promoter there called John McVitie. John started a promotion company called Cookstown Rock and Blues, and he showcases all different bands in this particular venue. So he's had Blackwater Conspiracy, Pat McManus, Crow Black Chicken. So he's really, really up in his game with regards to who he has in the Tyrone area. And that is all the information I currently have on Tyrone, other than it's super scenic, that there are beautiful, those stone things, what they call brain dead. Yes, loads of stuff like that. Tyrone looks really pretty. Kozak is talking to me. Megalithic tombs. There we are. So I then decided, since this band was the band to reach out to me, I decided to do DYAD. So I sent Kozak on the Spotify playlist that the band sent me as well, so he can pick whatever song he wants from that. Guilty, Not Guilty is the song that we have chosen to feature from DYAD this evening. They're a Tyrone band and they were kind enough to help me with my research. In fact, not help me, do my research for me.
I never get to
Okay, Rebecca Cappuccini covering Tyrone. Thanks so much, Rebecca, for that. Really cool to discover different counties, and that's awesome that you're able to find some information there. I know some counties it's just harder to find info for. It truly is, and this is what we're here for, is to delve in to get as much information as we can. So absolutely awesome to learn a little bit about Tyrone. So my duty this week was to cover Galway. Yes, Galway, fantastic city, which I had the pleasure of visiting. We're not just going to cover the city, but obviously primarily a lot of music happens condensed over there. Yeah, I just have some lovely memories of Galway and its music culture. So a county of endless adventure, entertainment, music and beauty. It's the county that holds the longest place name, actually, I found out. And here we go, we're giving it a shot here. Look, Anna, get there. No, I can't do it. But it's in Gaeilge, and it roughly translates to as the piggery between two briny places. So, I have no idea why I put that answer in there, but I thought it was very interesting. It's the unofficial capital of the Gaeltacht, and it's home to 10% of the Irish population there. 1 second, let's just see. You can't hear me properly. Let's see if I can fix that. Is that better now, guys? Is the volume better? I think there was some background music tied to that video there, so I didn't realize. I'd say I'm loud and clear right now, right? So yeah, we're good to go. Nice one, guys. Thanks for that. Really appreciate that, guys. These are all my sound engineers out there, so that's absolutely awesome. I'll just continue. So Galway, I'll continue with Galway is the unofficial capital of the Gaeltacht and is home to 10% of the Irish population. It was Ireland's cultural capital last year in February, and it's absolutely beaming with musical talent, venues. Its capital sings with music on the streets. A lot of wonderful busking happens on the Galway streets on its own version of what Dublin has, Grafton Street. It's never quiet with music, and I firsthand know that after being there a couple of times. Really, really enjoyed my stay in Galway. So really interesting to delve into sort of some of the artists, and I was quite surprised to learn that the Saw Doctors are from Galway. I did not know that, so that was really cool to figure that one out. A fantastic, legendary band, of course. I found that there was a lot of pipers in Galway, guys. Very interesting. A lot of pipers, not smokers now, not pipe smokers, but performers. So Patrick Cummins, John Egan, Peter Kelly and John Moore, to name a few. But the list is massive, so very interesting that there's a lot of that. It's home to many eclectic artists such as Back West Ignition, Pat Reedy, Ulton Conlon, Earthship, Kat Turner, who we actually know and we have had at the Crystal Skull sessions a couple of times, which I didn't know she was from Galway, so there you go. Wee Banjo Tree, the Kane Sisters, Majestic Bears, Pyramid, which I believe is a wedding band. I've also found out that there are a lot of wedding bands out in Galway. Rofi James and loads more, guys. I had a couple of artists reach out to me. So Baba Yaga, which very interesting. Baba Yaga means the boogeyman, and some of you might know that from the film John Wick. Fantastic movie series, but I digress. They are an ethno-pop band that just released their debut single, and it features artist Agu from Poland, which is obviously from my side of the world, so it's really, really awesome to find a Polish musician down in Galway. It's just absolutely awesome. Maria Shiel contacted me. She's a singer-songwriter, musician and artist from the west of Ireland. She's from Galway, and she has performed shows all across Ireland, Europe and the States, including legendary venues such as the CBGB's in New York and the Bluebird Cafe in Nashville. So she's actually releasing a transatlantic Americana country album this month, which she says is a new experience for her, and she focuses a lot more on electronic. So that's one of the artists, and it's also home to our very own Sir Steve O'Timothy and Roxy, of course, that we had on the show last week. Two fantastic comedians, Sir Steve O, obviously Farmer Michael. That's their home. So moving on to venues, obviously there's two main venues that shout out to me when thinking about Galway, and that's the Roisin Dove and Monroe's. So Roisin Dove, and really interesting to see what kind of artists they've had in there. Damien Dempsey, Two Door Cinema Club, Franz Ferdinand, Biffy Clyro, Ed Sheeran, Ray Davies, Caribou, Violent Femmes, Villagers. I mean, the list is massive, and it's very, very impressive. They also host a lot of comedy, and they also bring a huge selections of acts outside of their own venue into other venues, which is really cool. I really like that. So they assist other venues with music and comedy, such as Sea Point, the Town Hall Centre, the Black Box, as well as assisting with co-promoting the Galway International Arts Festival, Big Top, which is absolutely huge in Galway. Tracy Bruin reached out to me, and she is a musician, singer, songwriter in Galway City who has been running open mic nights in the Roisin Dove. So she's been doing that for the last 10 years. She's a member of Situg Records. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. There's a fada on the O. That's CITO fada G Records, a music collective of original artists and bands based in Galway. She also runs a youth project called Live Feed with a couple of other musicians which support underage musicians and bands in Galway City and County, which is absolutely awesome. Roisin Dove, I haven't played there yet, and it's definitely on the agenda once places open up, because they just sound amazing, and they're so true to like the music community aspect, and they've obviously had so many fantastic musicians go through that venue. So I'm sure a lot of you know already about the Roisin Dove. So yeah, there you go. Another great venue which I have had the pleasure of performing in is Monroe's, who have been hosting music for the last 50 years. Bands such as Blizzard, Elid, Moon Looks On, Hot Chip, Keela, Wheatus, Wild Youth, and Chris Hayes, just to name a couple. Lesser known venues for myself, and apologies if I'm missing out on anybody. It's not my intention. There is a lot to cover through Live Lounge and the music venue as well. Festivals in Galway, my God, I mean, how is this not the official cultural capital of Ireland? Maybe it is. I don't really know. I don't think it is, but sorry if it's Cork, meant to be Cork, but Galway is definitely a tough competitor. The festivals are astounding. What they have is the Big Top, as I mentioned, there, located on the NUI Galway campus, across from the Galway Cathedral, sponsored by Heineken. Is a famous landmark for the festival, with a vibrant outdoor vibe, a bar, lots of room to dance and mingle. It's one of the most popular music spots for the festival. The Galway Early Music Festival will celebrate 25 years this year, with old world music and arts and featured concerts, workshops, street performers of music, dance and historical reenactment. The annual festival each May hosts international performers and events throughout Galway City venues, along with street events. The festival has a unique and relaxed and friendly atmosphere, and highlights the medieval town of Galway and the artistic and cultural richness of the area. There will also be exhibitions on medieval Irish instruments and instrument making, while the Galway Medieval Experience is expected to hold a day of medieval heritage events. Sounds brilliant, I have to say, and I hope it's happening. I doubt it'll happen if it's every May. Oh, I don't want to sound negative, but they still have it up on the site, and it looks like they're still promoting it, so you never know, I suppose, but it'd be interesting to see if they come up with something a little bit more in the middle for something like this. The Wild West Country Fest is what I uncovered as well, is one of the biggest is the biggest country music festival to hit. The Wild Atlantic Way. Wow. Sounds amazing. So it's in the village of Kilconnelly, and it's located 35 kilometres. I don't know why I keep saying kilometres today, but I'm just going to roll with it. North of Galway City. So it features Ireland's top country performers, and over 3 exciting filled nights. So yeah, that's another amazing one. Some other fantastic notable festivals: Galway Theatre Festival, Galway Burlesque Festival, Fever Pitch Music Festival, which was meant to feature the Coronas and the Kooks last year. The Galway Uke Festival, Galway Film Fla, Galway Fringe Festival, showcasing artists and performers from multiple disciplines and from diverse nationalities. The Galway Arts Festival running at the same time as the Galway Fringe Festival, which happen every July. So hopefully that might still happen this year. yeah, it's just got an absolute filled to the brim with culture, I have to say, guys, and it's definitely one of the cities and counties I'd like to visit after this lockdown and experience some of these wonderful festivals and these live music experiences. So I couldn't recommend Galway anymore as it stands, and from my research. If there's something I missed in this video, if you're watching it now or later on, please do write in the comments anything in there and I can input that in. Well, not verbally, because I'm not going to go into the video, but I don't know how I'm going to input it in. But do write it in the comments, of course. And so an artist to choose from. Okay, so, you know, there was a lot to choose from. You know, I'm sorry, Rebecca. I know, Rebecca, you know, you guys picked Tyrone for her in the group. So it was more difficult for her to find artists. But I had a luxurious amount of artists to choose from in Galway. So obviously bigger county, and it's just the way it is. So Earthship, I found a band called Earthship, right? And I chose this band because it resonates with myself. So it was a little bit biased in my own taste, I'm not going to lie to you. But it's also a band that I haven't, a style that I don't hear too often in the Irish music scene. So I feel like it's very important to share this kind of stuff. And it definitely resonates with me with regard to genre styling. So here's a little bit of background about Earthship. It's a 5-piece band which sound has evolved over the course of innumerable gigs to become a unique fusion of funk, inflected dance grooves, fiery improvisation and memorable pop hooks, which sees them equally at home on the stages of Cork Jazz Festival or grooving out in a field of full rock, pop and dance fans festivals such as Electric Picnic and Body and Soul. They haven't released anything recently under their name. Let's hope they continue with this project. Here's one song that they released from their 2012 6-song LP. It's called, the LP is called One Clean Sweet, and the song is called The Groove Starts Here. So that's Earthship, guys. Check these guys out, they're actually awesome.
Bye.